What's good, y'all? I'm here to talk about the GOAT, Brute Bonnet. I'm so hype. I love this guy, man. I love the buffs and changes I've made to him. If you want to hear more about him and you want me to explain him, give me a, stay tuned for the rest of the video. But before I do want to have a disclaimer for anybody who's new here. First of all, shout out to you if this is the first video of mine you're clicking on. Welcome to my community. Welcome to my channel. I highly recommend if you are new here to just pause the video and read the description real quick. It's got a lot of bullet points that'll explain the basic background information about the hack. Once you're done with this video, you can also check out other videos about the hack, and I also have the link to the documentation down below that you can click and take a look at for yourself. Most importantly, it's got the move guide. That's got all of the moves organized into categories for you to understand all the changes better. It's a lot easier than it might look to understand once you just kind of look at the categories, and if you examine them in that way, it's not as overwhelming as it might look. But yeah, Brute Bonnet's the GOAT, man. Again, all the more important links are in the description that you can check out after this video, but don't click off now because it'll mess up the watch time. If you want me to have a video analyzing Among Us and how they work in this game, you can check out that video after this one as well if you haven't seen that one yet. And if you're coming fresh off of watching that one, shout out to you. I appreciate you very much. Make sure y'all drop a like, leave a comment, all that stuff as well. It helps with the algorithm. But yeah, Brute Bonnet, this guy's so cool, man. I love these changes. God, they're so perfect for me. Like, it's so fitting, man. So Poison Heal, he evolves from a poison type. I mean, even in vanilla, he learns, poison type moves. I think he still gets toxic. 99% sure he does. Am I fucking talking out of my ass? Clear Smog, Venoshock. Oh, it was Venoshock I was thinking of. He didn't get the toxic TM. That's interesting. I don't care though. Poison Heal's fucking cool as hell. I love it. Evolving from a poison type and then gaining Poison Heal is so fucking cool to me. And then Brute Force, Brute Bonnet. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. That's fucking perfect. Yo, I love this guy, man. He's so cool. So yeah, that shit's perfect. I love it. Very, very good changes just in terms of flavor there. And then Photosynthesis, obviously Photosynthesis, it's good. I mean, with Brute Force, it's kind of outclassed offensively, but you could still use it defensively. I don't know, man. If you're in, I would say the main use case for Proto on this command is mostly just Sun stuff, because then you can switch moves and still get the attack boost. With Booster, it's not horrible, but like, I don't know why you would. Maybe some niche cases with like Booster attack into like setup into like Sucker or some shit, but just click Brute Force Banded Sucker. I don't know. Not the greatest, but I'm not going to take it away, obviously. A Solar Rush would be better, but that's on Shift Tree, who's another Grass Dark type. And also, I have a rule. I am keeping Proto and Cork on all the paradoxes except for Dawn fans and Vocal Runners. So, because yeah, you can watch those videos if you're curious as for why about those guys. But yeah, Brute Bonnet, I mean, this guy's so fun. The Poison Heal, Spiky Shield. So I gave him Spiky Shield because he does have those spikes on the top of his head. And because Protect variance and Protect in general in this hack is very limited. This does mean that if you do end up using some cheesy like Dragon Dance shit, yes, you can Spiky Shield on the Quick Claw, and that is really cheesy. I would not be the biggest advocate for that personally, but you can do it. Yes, it is legal. Although I might end up having to put a soft ban on setup moves in the future. We'll have to see how that goes. I have nerfed them and balanced them, and AI, sets are going to be a certain way, but I think with Movie Learner they might still end up being a bit much. But we'll have to see as the game is out. I can do balance changes in future patches. That's not what this video is about. This video is about the GOAT. All right, so let's focus on him. Brute Bonnet, I mean, he's so tanky. Obviously, yes, Among Us is much bulkier, but and the defensive typing is better on paper. But Among Us also, Brute Bonnet also has some unique traits that like Among Us doesn't. So, I mean, for example, versus Rhyme, you have that Ghost resistance. You also resist Dark. Among Us is neutral to both, and neutral to Rhyme is like obviously very scary because Rhyme is an extremely cheesy double battle. Not to mention Rage Powder plus like Spiky Shield plus like Poison Heal shit in the Rhyme double battle is super super good because you can draw in the powerful last respects onto yourself. So that's really really fun. Definitely useful there. And then of course just in general it's up to you, your playstyle, which of the two you prefer. If you want to be full stall, to go for the Among Us, of course, but Brute Bonnet can still do the stalling stuff very well, like very 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 well. I was considering giving him Torment, but I felt like it was a bit broken with Spiky Shield versus AI because they don't know how to switch out of Torment. So it's basically just disabling their move permanently until they die. Cacturn will have that combo though, spoiler alert. Cacturn will be unique and have that cool combo of Spiky Shield, and that's another Grass Dark with Spiky Shield, which is pretty funny, but yeah, it'll have Torment Spiky Shield. Cacturn will be different as well, though it will be similar in the regard that it is, well, it'll have different abilities and be able to be faster and stuff like that, but it will be a physically attacking, bulky, overall Grass Dark. So again, I do put a lot of things into place to make those Pokemon feel different from one another, though. So you'll see that when we get to the Cacturn videos. Yeah, I don't know, man. This guy's fucking cool. I love him. Poison Heal, so stally. I mean, Spiky Shield, Poison Heal. My man doesn't die. He's got tons of powerful moves. Obviously, Brute Force, Unga Bunga is very, very good. Battle Cry drops attacking stats. He also has Parting Shot as a unique edge. I explained this in the Amoongus video as well. But he has Parting Shot, which Amoongus does not get, of course. So that's really, really good. That's an exclusive little pivot move that Amoongus doesn't get no pivot moves. So that's really, really useful. Again, tons and tons of power. I mean, 137 with Brute Force is like insane power, right? I love him. He's so cool. He's like a fucking dinosaur. That's also, by the way, if you're wondering, that's why I gave him the Dragon tech. It's because he is. I mean, if you read the deck, it says he's a cross between a dinosaur and a mushroom, and he also obviously clearly is like inspired on a dinosaur. So I was giving. I forgot to go back and maybe throw Dragon Hammer on Great Tusk, which I think would be cool, either for some niche coverage, versus like Dragon Pokemon once in a while with Movie Learner, or more coolly, I was gonna say more importantly, but it's not important, it's more just cool. If you pull Terra Dragon or you RNG Terra Dragon, then it'd be fucking sick. So that's the main thing there, because Terra is supposed to be RNG'd now. So yeah, if you get the Terra Dragon, Dragon Hammer, level 45, goes fucking crazy. DD, that's why I chose to give him Dragon Dance. 63 speed, so I should probably cover the other stats. So 63, obviously he's very, very tanky, right? 120, 110, 110 is so bulky. Yes, 114, 85, 85 is bulkier with the Violite, and you can run Black Sludge, which mimics Poison Heal, but he doesn't have Spike Shield, and he doesn't have the damage output that Brute Bonnet does, obviously. So I would say they're definitely very equal. Like, it's up to you which of the two you prefer, which one you would like to use more. I like Brute Bonnet because it's also more versatile, personally. Not to mention, if you're using Amoongus, you're using it up to level 45. That's like over half of the game almost, So it's not like you didn't use Amoongus. You did use Amoongus. So eventually he changes and he evolves, and you get to use more stuff with Brute Bonnet. If you want to keep him, that's fine. Trailblaze is obviously good, but the main thing, the reason I picked 63 base speed specifically is because it does outspeed base 95 with a Scarf equipped. So all the eggs are guaranteed 20 speed IVs only, all 20 IVs all around. So you get 20 IVs to the AI's 31. You add a Scarf on there. If you get a neutral speed nature, which is what you're most likely to get, you hit 321 speed. So you do outspeed base 95. You don't outspeed base 97 though. So 96 and below with Scarf, which is really good. That's very reasonable, respectable. I mean, for how tanky he is and how strong he is, that's totally good. Because of course Scarf plus Brute Force is very good. And then if you get lucky with a plus speed nature, then you're going kind of crazy. Then you're hitting 352, which is like you're outspeeding 110 at that point. So that's awesome. Super, super good. But that's, of course, only if you get lucky with that plus speed. But definitely good. I mean, the point is I wanted to give him a usable Scarf speed tier. Not that 55 isn't usable in-game. It is with Scarf, but 63 is even better because even little stat increases with Scarf make a big difference because of math and stuff. So, yeah. And also, I see him running around, like, relatively quickly. Obviously not, like, super fast. Like, I wouldn't see any higher than 70 for sure. But, he does have these little 4 legs. And I don't know, he has the vibes to be, like, quick for a slow Pokemon, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, he's not actually quick, but he can be if you slap a Scarf on or you click, DD once, stuff like that. Let alone twice, but that's later on in the game anyways. Poison Heal also really enables DD in other setup because you just heal so much and you can click Spiky Shield every other turn. Obviously, that only leaves you with 2 move slots for attacking, but that might be all you need for that boss fight, so definitely not a bad thing. Not to mention, Spiky Shield allows you to, again, cheese the Quick Claw, so it might have to... I don't know. He's going to end up being a little bit of a broken sweeper, but we'll have to see how this thing plays out, how things play out. Jaw Lock is super, super cool with Spiky Shield and Poison Heal. Jaw Lock now is so it traps you in with them, which you can always escape with Parting Shot, of course. But same with Ingame. So I covered this in the Amoongus video. Ingame traps you on the field, gives you +3 speed F, +3 special attack, -3 speed. So you obviously become very tanky, and that's great with Poison Heal, but of course you also are forced stuck on the field, so it makes you a crit magnet, and you also can just die either the guaranteed crit moves or just getting unlucky or whatever else it may be, strong physical attack or whatever else. I mean, point is you have to be very, very careful with using that move. It's very early on Brute Bonnet because obviously he's not a special attacker, so you're mostly using it for the Spadef boost. However, with +3 special attack, 63 special attack is much stronger than 137 attack, much, much stronger. So you can still use Ingame plus Giga Drain shit. It's still a very strong boosting option. Of course, though, have to be mindful of Parting Shot, and of course you're -3 speed, so you have to switch out. Like, you have to switch out of Ingame with Parting Shot before the threat that's forcing you out comes in. Because if you try to Parting Shot when the threat is in, you're gonna move last and you're gonna die. So that's the whole point behind balancing that move. Pretty cool though. You've got Seed Shot and Sucker Punch for priority. Seed Shot is even more spammable with Brute Force because you don't have to worry about the AI. But obviously with Sucker Punch, if you can ensure that the AI will be clicking an attacking move, then Sucker Punch banded. Brute Force is obviously incredible for certain boss fights. You could also set up grassy terrain with somebody beforehand and then switch him in and get that banded grassy glide cheese going if you want to. That's totally good. You can definitely set that up. He's got great debuffing options. He's got Leech Life and yeah. So Jaw Lock, I was trying to say earlier. Jaw Lock essentially is like a trapping move that also deals a little bit of damage now each turn too. So you can use that in conjunction with Spiky Shield and other stuff to get that chip damage going even more with Poison Heal, and you just heal. It's so fucking cool. Leech Seed, Poison Heal, man. I don't know how it took me 10 minutes to say that. I mean, I'm assuming most of you guys are smart enough to know that that's how that, that's a good interaction. But for people who don't maybe necessarily either look at all the videos and look at all the moves, or just don't think of all the combinations, which I don't even have time to name every combination. And the point is, you're supposed to be switching up your moves and your items and your ability slot depending on the boss fight, right? That's the entire design of the game, especially on Teamlocked, which is how it's intended to be played. So yeah, he's got tons of strong coverage. I saw Temper Flare personally. I think it's cool because he's like this angry dinosaur guy. So I think that's pretty cool. That's a Wicked Blow type variant. Fire type, 120 power. The downside is you can't click it twice in a row, so I guess like Scarf Brute Force is kind of a downside, but you also have Spiky Shield, so it's very minor downside on him. Just a very strong, reliable physical coverage move. You've got Superpower and Giga Impact, which both function like physical versions of Draco Meteor. Those are very good. Strength Sap is obviously amazing. Strength itself is a rock type double edge that's super strong. Payback is really, really good on something that's this slow and tanky. You can use that with Poison Heal or Brute Force. That's 120 power if you move last. Well, it's not its priority now, so it's stronger, but it's not its priority. Brutal Bash, I mean, again, the brutal, I love that. I don't know, I'm a sucker for that type of shit. I fucking love Brute Force on him. It's so cool, bro. It's so perfect. It's in his name. Come on, man. I don't know how you can't love that, but yeah, Brutal Bash. Very strong, reliable. Obviously, he also gets close combat, but that doesn't drop your defenses. Brutal Bash doesn't drop your defenses like close combat does, so there's definitely a use over CC. Not to mention, you might not get the CC TM in time. On a slow bulky Pokemon like this, you actually would maybe want to use Brutal Bash over CC, although with Scarf sets, you'd probably want to run CC still. So yeah, Brutal Swing, Brutal Swing. I mean, God, I did these ages ago, by the way. I did these like, by ages, I mean about a week ago, so. About a week. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna fucking sing that. I'm not gonna finish that sentence. I got you. I'm not about to fucking cringe overload, bro. But yeah, I did these like over a week ago at this point, I think. So it's not fresh on my mind, but obviously I still know enough to talk about them. Brittle Swing, Wood Hammer, for both recoil moves. They're raw, dark, and water, grass type double edge. So those are very, very strong with Poison Heal, especially because. Frenzy Plant, bro, what am I smoking? Oh my god, how did I forget that, dog? Alright, I gotta throw that on somewhere. No way I forgot that, bro. What the fuck is wrong with me? Oh my god, that's so cool, too. It's, basically, yeah, it's, Frenzy Plant is the same thing as Superpower. It's physical, Draco Meteor, physical Leaf Storm, basically, is what Frenzy Plant is now. Yeah, I gotta find a spot for that, so let me write that down. Frenzy Plant, Brute, Bonnet, I forgot. I'm so sorry. No fucking way I forgot that, bro. That's crazy. But yeah, Wicked Blow, same thing as Brutal Bash. Can't be used twice in a row, but it doesn't deal recoil like Brutal Bash. Brutal Swing does. But obviously, they both have their pros and cons. Wicked Blow's con is much less significant on a bulky Pokemon like this, a slower, tanky guy. But with Scarf stuff, for example, you'd still want to keep Brutal Swing. So, or even if you just want to click Wicked Blow twice, Brutal Swing twice in a row. However, you can also like combo into other moves. So there's tons of fun ways you can abuse him. I also give him tail moves, Dragon Tail, Poison Tail for that flavor, the poison, because he's again evolves from poison type, and then Poison Tail, Dragon Tail is there for flavor. Dragon Hammer, same thing. If you got Terra Dragon, super super cool, and again for niche coverage, it's good too. Sleep moves, god, I should have talked about, Spore. I mean, obviously Spore is great. It's 100% accurate. It always lasts for 2 turns now, so all Sleep is reworked to do that. If you want to learn a little bit more about Sleep, you can watch the Among Us video, but I guess I can briefly touch on it here. The gist of it here is basically that, I'm gonna have to like do this too. The gist of it here is that basically if you run a slow Sleep, you get 2 full turns. If you run fast Sleep, for example with Quick Claw or Scarf, then you get 1 turn only. So that's how that works. So that's very, very good. If you like, for example, put something to sleep, parting shot out. If you took the hit first, if you run slow Sleep into parting shot, you get 1 free guaranteed turn to do whatever you want. Or you can use it on Brute Bonnet itself with the setup or whatever shit. I mean, yeah, it's a bit much, man. I mean, we'll have to see. I might have to end up, again, putting that soft ban on setup because DD, Spore, Poison Heal shit, Spiky Shield, I mean, it can get out of hand pretty quick because you cheese the Quick Claw with Spiky Shield and other stuff. So, yeah, Thank you for listening, though. I mean, I think I've covered pretty much everything I want to talk about here. There's other coverage moves I haven't mentioned that are all like EQ, for example, is a pretty. I don't know. I low-key don't know why he didn't get that. I know he's like not big, but I don't know, man. It fits his vibes, you know. And he's got Earth power normally, anyway. So I definitely see Earthquake personally. That's also why I gave him Mungus Earth power, by the way. It's because Brute Bonnet gets it. It's pretty fine. Um, First impression, obviously very good with Brute Force, especially if you pull like Terra Bug or some shit. But in general, it's very strong. Um, I don't really notice to say. I've covered pretty much everything I want to talk about. Is there some, all other Stolly stuff is obviously very good, like T-Spikes, Toxic, Acid Reflux, Leech Seed, all that shit is very good. The point is, I really like Brute Bonnet because he's so versatile. You can use him purely defensively, or offensively, or fast, or slow, whatever you need him to do, you know, so that's super fun. Um, and yeah, Protosynthesis, I don't know, man, it's probably just a sun thing, like growth, proto type shit, could be good. Or again, I covered this a little bit earlier in the video, but just being able to switch your moves, meanwhile Brute Force you can't, so it's not bad or anything, it's just probably the least used of your three abilities, but it doesn't make it bad. You know, it still has use cases and is worth. It's not useless. So, yeah. Thanks for listening. Let me know if you made it to the end. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. There's a couple small things, I guess, like Creeping Strike is Bug type Shadow Sneak, but if you're 16 minutes into the video, you definitely know that by now. So I will leave it at that. Um, yeah. Thanks for listening and bye.